Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Welcome to a tea time chat all about negativity online. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. This video today is a sort of like commentary kind of video I like to do once a month on here. It's not a video that gets a lot of views usually, but I really enjoy the conversations we're always having in the comments. So definitely participate by leaving your thoughts on this topic down below. Once a month, I pick a topic related to like the online beauty sphere, you could say, and then we discuss and I share all of my thoughts with you in the video, and then we can talk about things. So I tackle something new every month, and this month I thought we could talk about like the negativity bias of online content, which there's a lot to unpack here, let me tell you. Before we get into the video though, I would like to introduce myself so that you know who you're watching and what you can expect from the channel. My name is Maaike, I live in the Netherlands. I have fair skin with a cool to neutral undertone, and this greatly influences how I feel about makeup. I have been reviewing makeup for more than a decade. I love trying out eyeshadow palettes, Essence and Catrice products, and getting the use out of my makeup. So if that's something you're interested in, then I hope you'd like to consider subscribing. So first things first, I need to get something out of the way because I asked Erica months ago, can I do a video like yours where I talk about like some of the negative comments I receive and like how I feel that, you know, being negative online is just a thing more so than in real life. And she was like, yeah, sure, because she did a video like this, I think already back in November. And I actually recorded the video back then, but I never posted it. So it's been sitting as a draft, but I was like, I filmed this months ago. And I was like, you know, I just need to re-record it when I actually get around to it, because then there were just other topics I wanted to talk about. I think the reason why I had to cut it was because I was ill, and so I couldn't post anything for like a week over the winter time, and that's how that video sort of just like fell behind. I still had it, and I was like, you know what, I'll just sit down and redo the video for you. And the reason why I want to come on here is because, you know, it's like this cycle online of things that you start to notice from time to time, and Erica also touched upon this where, you know, once you, especially in the past couple of months because of filming my declutters and like doing certain video series, I feel there has been quite a big influx of new people to the channel. And I don't mean this in a mean way, because if you're new here, hi, glad to have you here. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoy making them as well. But whenever you see a larger influx of new people, I feel that some people don't always understand what it is you're trying to do or what your content is about. And then they might come in with their expectations, and then there is a little bit of a clash sometimes, I feel. And that can sometimes lead to like more dislikes on videos and also more negative comments and things like that. So I thought this could be a good time to talk about this, and also about why like negativity online tends to do quite well, and also why we feel more comfortable, at least I think, why people feel more comfortable or feel it's more acceptable to leave incredibly snarky comments sometimes. So this is by no means meant to critique anyone personally. If you do take any personal offense with this, then I do apologize in advance. That's not my intention. I'm not naming names, because, you know, you can have an opinion, and I'm totally down with that. And constructive criticism, I'm also for that. But sometimes people don't understand what the line is between constructive feedback and or, you know, just, you know, having an opinion and being super negative. So I definitely see that happening sometimes. So yeah, let me know how you feel in the comments down below, and let me just get started. So the first topic I want to talk about is a thing called the negativity bias, because I think that that is something you need to understand first of all, before we can really dig into like negativity and also like how I like dealing with it. When it comes to negativity bias, this is apparently a human thing. Like, I'm not a psychologist at all, but from what I have heard, we tend to be drawn to drama. Human beings enjoy, for some reason, we really, really enjoy when other people don't do well. It's why we watch reality TV. It's like we do so many other things in our systems, you could say. And this also goes for online, and I definitely notice it with my content as well. If I film a video that is called, these are the worst palettes on the planet, or this is the worst makeup of 2024, I know that video is gonna do well. Because negativity sells. People love it. For some reason, people are more likely to click on a video that favors negativity over positivity, for sure. And I don't know exactly what's going on there, but if you just want clicks, you make sure you have all the drama. I don't know if you were around YouTube a couple of years ago, but we had all the drama channels spilling the tea, and that definitely did well for a while, because we like the drama. We like seeing these kind of things. And, sometimes I also feel I need to be negative about something, but I try to balance it out. I try to mainly talk positively about things, but especially, for instance, in the new makeup releases, I do those videos once a month, and I sometimes get feedback from people saying that they find me too negative. And I understand why, but I'm dependent in order to create those videos, I depend on the makeup that's being released and what I can find on Instagram. That's where I find all the information. I save all the posts every month to a little folder on my phone, and then I just talk you through whatever is in that folder, and I edit it down. I don't even talk about the things that I truly find super boring, and that I don't want to discuss. I don't even save to that folder, so there's definitely editing going on. But yeah, there are months where nothing is being released that I find very enjoyable to look at, that I don't think I'm going to put on a wish list, and that means I'm going to be slightly more negative in those videos. And I know some people will say oh, just only talk about the things you would want to get. But then some months I wouldn't have a video. And the purpose of doing new makeup releases videos isn't just talking about the things I want to get. It's not a wish list video. Then I would call it a wish list video. It's to also give an overview of what makeup releases were out there, what stood out to me, both positively, as in things I would potentially want to get, but to also chat to you about things that I'm that's not going to work for me, but this could work for someone else. So it's also meant to be an overview of what's out there, and sometimes the things that are out there just really don't appeal to me. And sometimes that can take a few cycles of releases until I truly find there are things there. I think there's only a couple of months in the year when there are a lot of releases that I enjoy. I love makeup, I love beauty, but I also want to stick to a budget. And sometimes I even see things I like, and I know I will not be buying it anytime soon because I don't have the budget at the minute, and I'm only human. And as a creator, I want to be very mindful of what I tell you to get and what I feel you shouldn't get. I already bring in a lot more makeup than the average consumer needs to begin with. And I just feel that I still want to sort of stick to what I reasonably can try and what I reasonably can put on my face to let you know. If I want to review a foundation, I know it's going to take me a week or two to put it through its paces to really be able to tell you this is a good foundation, yes or no. Same thing with lipsticks. I want to wear them for a full day at least to show you what the wear time is like, etc., etc. So for me, in order to do a good review and to give you all the information, I need to do other things as well, and that means I'm sometimes a bit slower than other creators, and I know that not everybody likes that as well, because very often people want swatches in a whole video, and I'm I haven't even tried this product yet. Why do you want to see a swatch? So for me, my content very much works as a little cycle of videos that sort of work together, as in I show you what I've bought in a haul, then I select it in a Shop My Stash, and then I review it, and then in the next Shop My Stash or in review videos or blog posts, I will share of my thoughts. So there is a little content cycle, if you'd like, going on my channel every month, where I can then go back to products and do little roundups and all that. So every single thing I do has a purpose, And that also depends on some of the choices I make in terms of how I present the content to you. And I definitely think that not everybody knows that from the start. So that brings me back to what I was saying earlier, that what I sometimes notice is if I have an influx of new people is that they don't really know how the channel works or how I like to run things or where I'm coming from. And then they just compare it to other creators on the platform, and then they expect the same thing from me. And I'm like, for me, that's just not feasible. To me, that's not good content. And I hope that if you're subscribed and you watch my videos and you enjoy my videos, that's also one of your reasons why you want to join me, you could say. But I definitely feel sometimes that people don't understand that, and they've seen other things from other people, and then they sort of try to push creators into the same direction. Like, oh, you need to do cut creases, or your hair needs to look better, or your nails look terrible. Like, even, especially when I get comments like that, I'm like, I mean, as I'm sitting down filming this, I mean, it's like 4:30-ish. Like, it's the end of the day. I've been at work all day, and I'm taking time out of my day to make this video for you. I'm not a full-time content creator. I'm not here to, like, be the most perfect content creator that I could possibly be. I'm here to share my love for makeup with you. And loving makeup doesn't mean you have to be a makeup artist, doesn't mean you have to be a hair artist. It doesn't mean you're getting your nails professionally done either, I find. I now am back into nail polish and wearing that again because I want to, because I have quite a lot of nail polish from way back in the day, and it's still good to go. And I've been meaning to get back into polishing my nails for the past 3 years, but I couldn't work it into my weekly schedule to keep up with it and to not have it chipped super badly because it wasn't feasible. And you need to be mindful of whenever you write those things. Like, I'd love to get a haircut, but my hairdresser is fully booked until the end of the month. So my hair is not going to get cut until the end of May. That's when I have my appointment. I wanted to come in earlier, but I couldn't. So there's a lot of things I think that you need to bear in mind when it comes to like how people live their lives. You have absolutely no idea what's going on behind the scenes. And I think I've said this in the past as well. If you've seen my previous tea time chats, I've touched upon this as well. Online, there is no distinction between a professional content creator who does this and who makes a lot of money with it and it's their sole form of income versus someone like myself who does this for fun, who just feels incredibly lucky with all the subscribers they have. I literally started the blog on a rainy day and look at me now, you know? So I don't have a goal. I don't want to make this my full-time job. That's not where I want to go to. And I'd rather have my channel grow slow and steady, finding my people and growing as we go along, you could say, rather than like really pushing for this like Instagram, like super influency, like, ooh, look at me kind of aesthetic, which I also feel that a lot of creators sort of veer towards that sort of level of content creation where it's this like aspirational kind, and I've never liked that kind of content. Very often, whenever I've watched content creators myself for a while, when they switch their content towards these more like aspirational vlog style, what I do in a day kind of stuff, that's when I start to turn off and stop watching them. I will not leave comments about it. It's just not what I enjoy watching. So then I just leave. And that's another reason how like making the bridge towards like negativity on the channel and how I deal with negative comments. For the most part, if you leave a negative comment, I'll leave it there. If you say something that I truly disagree with, I will sometimes start a discussion with you, but not all the time. Very often I just leave it and I just let it be and I pretend it never even happened and I sort of like let it slide off me. That's what I do most of the time. Especially for like silly things about like nails or hair or people saying that I'm not pretty enough to do makeup. I've gotten that comment in the past as well. Don't get it that often anymore, but that definitely used to happen as well. Like, you're too ugly to do makeup. Someone once told me that as well. And then I'm like, you know what? But there's also some people that if they leave too many negative comments, I'm just going to block you. Because I don't need that sort of level of negativity in my life. And then I will block certain commenters for sure. Can they come back with a different account? I'm sure they do. But definitely if people just really say outrageous things, then I'm just like, no. I also have a couple of filters turned on. So if there are certain words that you use, then you're automatically blocked. And I know YouTube has a filter for that to begin with anyways. So there are certain comments that are never going to come through. But I think that, I just, yes, I feel like you should be able to say what you want to say and share your opinion, but be careful that when you share the opinion, that it's not just you, just saying something that you like. And there is definitely people, I sometimes also think that people don't realize that that's how it can come across. And I've definitely been called out by some people as well, that they find me too negative when I reply to them. And I definitely feel that there's just so much that get lost in translation as you're just typing a message versus like a face-to-face conversation. I think that that's also part of it as well. So it's easy to misinterpret things and to not take things in. And I definitely think that, there's so many people from all over the world that are joining, and some people also don't understand then that, if someone has a different linguistic background, that means they are rude, but not because they are rude. They just don't sometimes have the skills or have a very completely different cultural pattern to how politeness works for them that you may not expect as well. So I definitely try to be very mindful of it. I won't just block someone for the sake of blocking them. But if the negativity continues and people just don't really, there's a way to say things. And I definitely think that if you're very mindful of that, then that works. And I definitely think that it's easier online to be negative to people. I think it's very, very tempting to think you're anonymous and that you can just say whatever. And I definitely feel that, especially because, I talk to you via a camera, and that can kind of feel like we're friends almost. So I also feel that means that people think they can say certain things, but that's because you're in a parasocial relationship with me and I'm with you, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it's truly there. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that goes into play as well, where online it's just so difficult to find where the line is. And I'm personally of the opinion, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Step one, I just X out of videos if I don't like them. I'm not gonna leave a thumbs down or say oh, this was bad, unless it's something I truly feel passionate about. I watch so much content on TikTok, and the only way in which I engage with videos is to scroll through them. I sometimes save something if it's something that I might be helpful, like a recipe or a travel tip, something like that. Those things I will save, but I very rarely interact with other people's videos. I don't leave comments. I just watch it and I go yeah. But I don't leave comments myself on other YouTubers' videos either. Like I said, I just X out. If I don't like what I'm watching, I skip to the next one. I don't have time in my life to engage with the things I don't like the look of. So I will DNF a book if I don't like it as well. So I just X out and I do not engage. And that's sort of the choice that I make personally with a lot of these things. So also if, there's negativity on the channel, I tend to also just not do much with it at all. And like I said, a different opinion, absolutely fine, totally okay with me. We can't agree on everything. But if it's silly things, then I do think yeah, why did you even want to go out and say this? If you were to see me in the street, I don't think you would say that to my face at all. And those are the kind of things that I will delete, and those people I might block if they keep doing it. Sometimes I'll send them a warning. I'm I do not appreciate your comment. Please think before you type. And sometimes they still do it. And then I'm really? Really? Is that what we're going with? So when it comes to negativity, I definitely think that online you have to have pretty thick skin if you're on this side of the camera, and putting yourself out there. And just remember that not everybody here signed up for being critiqued on everything, every little thing we do, think, or say. That's not what we signed up for. I mean, I personally started this channel because I love a bit of makeup and I like chatting about it. And there was nobody in my immediate surroundings, nobody I knew who was as passionate about makeup as I was. So when I started that blog all those years ago about mainly nail polish at first and music and like talking about all those things that I didn't have anybody in real life to really chat about, that's sort of how everything got started. And then after a few years of doing that, and like I was doing certain things with Essence and Catrice stuff, and then a friend of mine commented saying, maybe you should do this as a video. I think you would be really good at it. So I started making videos, and it's been a very, very slow progress because I've been making YouTube videos on this channel since 2014, and it didn't really take off until like 2 or 3 years ago, because that's when I finally started posting more than once a week. Like for years, I was only posting sporadically and not often enough for even to be interested to the algorithm for sure. But it's been a very gradual process. I really enjoy making videos, and overall, I really enjoy how supportive everybody is, also answering each other questions. I really feel like we're creating a really nice group of people on this channel, and I really feel like I'm getting this like sense of community that we have all together. And like sometimes I like look forward to people's comments, and like there's people who I see popping up all the time and I start recognizing their usernames, and then it's like really, really fun to see that happening as well. So there's definitely a lot of positivity attached to it for me as well. And that's why I keep going, because I know there's people out there that do love what I do. That's what I try to focus on. That's the thing that really stands out to me. And it was really funny because the other day my students found my YouTube channel, they told me, and they're like, you have so many lovely followers. We had a look at some of your comments and everybody is so sweet. And I'm like, yes. And that's the vibe that I want to cultivate on here. And that I want to keep us keeping doing that. And like I mentioned, I very often see this little change in some of the comments I'm getting, especially on older videos sometimes, that, you know, if you're only watching my newer stuff, you don't really see that, but I see any comment that's like put up, I can like see in my notifications. So you read everything, even if a video is sometimes 2 years old and people will say completely random things. I'm like, I don't even know where you're coming from there. Like the other day I got a comment on a lipstick video I did 5 years ago saying, oh, you're just applying lipstick over one another and that's why it looks crap. And I'm like, have you ever heard of a makeup wipe? I didn't reply to it. I was like, whatever. That's one that I'm just gonna see like dropping down to the bottom of the page, and then it's just gonna be gone forever. So yeah, I definitely think that we need to be careful, we need to be mindful, and I do really appreciate how everybody is responding on this channel, because I absolutely adore all of your feedback I'm always getting, and how positive we all are, and that we're helping each other, and that we're really sort of cultivating this little community on this channel, and the fact that that's working, and that that's only becoming more and more and more and more people are joining our little club, you could say. I'm so, so happy about that. So I hope we can keep the positive vibes going. I really, really do hope so. And yeah, I thank you so very much for joining my video today. Let me know in a comment down below how you feel about negativity online. And maybe if you do have a channel yourself, or if you've ever created content online, maybe you can tell a little bit about your experiences with negativity. I would love to know. Of course, if you feel like sharing. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And then I really hope you enjoyed watching this video today. Thumbs up the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more by me. I make several videos on this channel every single week, so we'll be back very soon with a new video. Talk to you then. Take care. Bye-bye.